And our next guest also has a highly anticipated remake of the horror classic Candyman. Ooh, can you say that 5 times? That premieres tomorrow. Vanessa Estelle Williams, thank you so much for starting your day with us. Good morning.
Good morning, and what a start to it is. It's like 6:41 on the West Coast.
Yeah, sorry about that. But this is important because tomorrow
For
is,
sure.
yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Candyman will be released in theaters only. So we all remember
Finally.
I know, right? I know you've been waiting for this. As the build-up's been happening, and a lot of people remember the original and were terrified by it. So what can we look forward to with this one?
Well, what you can look forward to is a complete reframing of the movie told from an unapologetically Black African American experience, and what that does is to like totally put the the movie and the story in the voice of the victims. I keep quoting Jordan Peele, who wrote the film along with Nia DaCosta, our wonderful director, and when Rosenfeld, he says that there's like this eternal dance between monster and victim, and this is what Candyman centers on, and how that is the history of the racial history in this country, and it really goes a long way into retelling and repurposing and getting the story straight.
Yeah, I love the incorporation of the social justice issues that are important to our community right now. It really brought it up to date and really made it, at the forefront of the things that Chicago is still going through, that this world is still going through. And I think that's one of the reasons why your Twitter Spaces event is so important. You're going to be discussing Candyman tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, with a few other Black women in the industry. So what are some of the issues you all hope to address?
Well, we're going to talk about the legacy of intergenerational racism and the trauma of that, and how this movie speaks to that. How it's done so brilliantly, the way Nia DaCosta has directed to entertain the audience of Black people in particular, but not re-traumatize us,
Mm.
in the telling of that. So it's a good old, tried and true horror film. But the most terrifying thing is the legacy of racial violence against Black people. That's the thing that I walk away from, because we know when we leave the theater that nobody really was killed in the making of the movie, but
Hmm.
we know that some of the systematic forms of violence, whether that be gentrification, a sort of recolonization of Chicago and other cities around the country, that's real talk, and that's really happening. It begs the question: how safe are we in this country?
Yeah, and I love the way they incorporated those issues into the movie, but it wasn't like throw it in your face either. It was just like very subtle, like, oh wow, okay, I see what they did there.
Expertly done.
Yes, all while scaring you, scaring you with real life and Candyman. And I watched it last night. I didn't have any nightmares, but I also did not say Candyman in the mirror 5 times. So I have to ask you: have you ever, either when the original came out or now, been tempted to say Candyman 5 times?
That would be a no, a vigorous, unequivocal no. I don't mess with the dark magic. I'm all about bringing the light. We Black girl magic.
Right.
I pour libations. I light a candle, but I don't mess with the evil, the devil. Didn't see The
Mm.
Exorcist until I was a grown woman. I mean, I'm not really trying to get at that. And I agree with Anne Marie that you don't
Right,
say
right.
that.
I love that part when you. I felt it so much. This is like a small part, but you feel it, because that's how I was. I was like, we don't do that. We don't. I don't know if it's a Black
Okay.
thing, but I never had
It
the urge
totally
to
is
do
a
that.
Black thing. It's a Black church thing, is what it is.
Yeah, you don't
And
mess with
and
them
it came so
spirits.
okay, and it came so organically in terms of my preparation for the character. This is a church woman, a God-fearing woman, a woman whose baby has survived, and she and her community has survived this trauma, and we made this pact to never mention this again. And so far so good. He's gotten this far. He's an artist and flourishing. And then, you're not supposed to say that ever again. She never wanted to have to talk to him, or bring up this subject at all. And
Mm.
I was so shocked and surprised when the moment went viral, because I thought that we weren't even going to like tip the that piece of information to the
Uh-huh.
audience because they're so great at putting it all together and connecting those
I'm
dots.
gonna copy off your TikTok. I'm gonna do that in my TikTok today. We're not
Like,
doing that.
don't.
But we have to
Just go
also.
see it.
Yes, yes, we
Yeah.
definitely have to see it. But we also have to see something else you're working on, the L Word, Generation Q. Talk to us about your character in this role, because I know you're an artist who's been gone for 20 years. You resurface here. Were there any challenges with portraying this character?
None whatsoever. Like recreating Anna Marie, it was a thrill and a glorious opportunity to create, to be a visual artist. Like my son, this is his painting behind me, who
Wow.
graduated from Cooper Union, Omer Wiseman, and to like thoroughly. I mean, I love the arts. I birthed the arts, right? And so it was about the opportunity to play in this space, create this like. Coming out of some real a real event that happened in the art world and sort of taking license with that to create this grown-ass woman who has, you know, is not an easy sell, has sort of given up on the industry and allow Jennifer Beals character Bette to come and entice her back. You know, it was wonderful also to be like the chosen one, the one who is anticipated and really fought for. Like finally, you know,
Well,
I'm like I'm the woman to have.
right, right. Well, you are definitely the woman to see in Hollywood right now, because you have had a storied career, and people who have followed you know you from, you know, of course, Soul Food, but Melrose Place, New Jack City. That was that reference to Rockabye Baby I said at the beginning. The Flash, I mean, so many shows that you've been on. Maybe even remember you from The Cosby Show back in the day. What has been the secret to your longevity in the industry?
Just tirelessness, never give up. I mean, not that I wasn't tired, but just a stick-to-itiveness. I am a Taurus, so it's like I digs in. But I mean, this is what I came here to do. I was fortunate enough to know early on what I wanted to do with my life, and then studying it from such a young age, going to the Performing Arts High School in New York and being there when we shot Fame, and it all sort of like you know, with lots of determination and study and crafting and just not taking no for an answer or getting up one more time than I got knocked down. You know, it was really wonderful to have a career in New York that included the stage. And so I feel like New York, my training, all of that, and then coming here to Los Angeles and having some wonderful key sort of things open and happen for me. But there's been valleys up in this career too. Some major
Yeah.
valleys and disappointments and what have you. But just this is what I came here to do. And I love how that my work also includes my activism. So I get to be like a total human being in the work that I do, and it gets to have some staying power and be impactful, as I think Candyman will be. You know, there's a companion piece, a panel discussion on the website CandymanTheMovie.com, where we talk about the impact of Black horror, and some of the women like Tanareve Drew rather is part of that panel that really discuss and unpacks and breaks down the impact of Candyman and what's going on in the culture, as we'll discuss tonight as well.
Yes. Well,
So
we'll be looking forward to that. And we're out of time. I want to sit and talk to you all day, but we are out of time. Vanessa Estelle Williams, thank you. Yes, definitely come back, because I know you're working on a lot of projects. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. And don't forget, Candyman hits theaters tomorrow.